I got a question for you. Speaking of, I got it right here. Okay, it's on the paper.
All right.
See, I prepared it. Okay, I got one for you. All right. So you have said that companies don't care about job seekers. So that's a pretty bold claim.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I tell my clients, and I say, please pay attention to what I'm going to say. No one cares about you.
Ooh.
I'm not saying you're not valuable. I'm not saying you're not worthy. I'm not saying you're not important. I'm saying no one cares about you because everyone cares about themselves.
That's so true.
When you go to a job interview, when people ask you, tell me about yourself, what are you looking for in a job? People say, I'm looking for a place where I can grow and develop myself and, really like, well, companies like, no one cares.
I don't care about
I don't care about that. I care about my problem. My problem is, and what is the problem? The job description. Look at the job description.
Yep.
And I tell them like this. Think about when you or your mom called me to learn about me because you need an interview coach. Maybe you didn't ask me implicitly, but at some point, you probably asked yourself or in your head, why should I hire this guy to be my coach?
Mm-hmm.
If I said, the reason you should hire me to be your coach is because my daughter likes horses and horse riding lessons are expensive and I need money for horse riding lessons for my daughter, you're going to say, I don't care about your stupid horse riding lessons. My problem is I need an internship to graduate.
So true.
Right? So that's why I say tell people, they don't care about you. They
Right.
care about themselves. And I'm not saying companies are evil. I'm not saying capitalism is bad or anything like that. It's not what I'm saying at all. We care about our own problems.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
right? It's about that.
So when someone implicitly or not asks me, why should I hire you as a coach? I don't talk about my problems. I talk about how I solve their problems somewhere else. Because I've helped other students just like you in this major, in this school, in this career field, get awesome jobs. And you can look at my testimonials, you can look at my website, you can talk to the person that referred you to me as proof of the things I've done that you need help with. So I can solve your problem just like I solved it for someone else. And that's the approach you should take when you're going to an interview. No one cares about you. Focus on their problem. Once you take care of their problem, they'll take care of your problem.
That's good. And I would agree. Nobody
Yep.
I mean, and that's makes sense in so many areas of life too, not just in the interview.
And everything.
But like people don't care about you. Like
It's like when you ask somebody, "Hey, how you doing?" I mean, they're just asking.
they're
They're
being polite.
just being polite.
yeah,
They
we're
don't
not all like, okay, I use this in the context of like people are worried about posting online because they're worried about the views of other people. Right? So if I'm gonna post something, oh my God, what are they gonna think about me?
First of all, no one saw the post because the algorithm didn't put it.
Yeah, number one, no one saw it. Number two, if they did see it, they didn't care.
And number three, if actually they care that much, the problem is probably with them. Right? Like why is someone so worried about your opinion
Right.
on whatever topic? Right?
You
That's
ever
my take.
you ever answered like when somebody asks like, "Hey, how you doing?" You ever answer like,
Honestly.
yeah, like, "Oh, not so good," and see what they do, right? I've done that before, and people are like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, that's great.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's excellent. All right, have a great day, buddy.
It's like what?
Have a great day, pal.
Have fun at the funeral.
Yeah, that's
Today's
insane.
awful. Today's a bad day. No, just kidding.
I gotta say, man, you gotta your your current client base, right? College grads, younger or neurodivergent, and just, I mean, that's a tough field. That is a tough field. I mean, so I guess where I'm going with that is, you got the chicken before the egg, right? Experience, right? You got to have a job to get the experience. You got to have experience to get the job, and then the stigma too, like on the neurodivergent side, like if you got ADD or you've got some kind of like maybe emotional or social intelligence hurdles.
I'm thinking of somebody right now.
Yeah, I know what you're
You
talking
know
about.
who I'm
Yeah,
talking
I know
about.
who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
So
I know what you're
how do
talking
you help your clients, that segment of your clients, overcome again the chicken before the egg issue, and then the stigma, right, that companies have about hiring neurodivergent type people?
I'll answer it in a couple of ways. It's a complicated question. First of all, when I work with students, I'm not a doctor. I don't tell people, oh, you're neurodivergent, you're not this and that. I'm not. When I work with people, I always talk about maybe do you plan on disclosing? Because especially in the application it says you have some disability, and currently that's considered a disability right now.
Are they putting like ADHD as a disability?
It is actually, yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
So,
Come
yeah.
on, man. Everybody got it. Then we all, hey, because they're handing that stuff out like Skittles, bro. At school, they're like, hey, you want Skittles? You the ADHD. You the ADHD. We're all ADHD. Everybody ADHD. Come on, man. That's ridiculous.
So I tell them, like, you can put legally they're not supposed to discriminate against that.
Right.
But, you know, we live in the real world. And I say, you can put it there you want to or not. And I say, when you meet with someone, this is up to you to disclose when you want to who you want to. It could be during an interview you want to. It could be in the second or third round interview. It could be once you start working. It could be when you feel like you need some kind of accommodation. But we always practice about, like, how would you say it? So it's not like, I have autism or I have ADHD or whatever it is, right? It's about explaining how it affects your life, if any, and then explain how it actually doesn't really affect your life either. It's a positive side to it, right? It's a superpower. So a lot of times people...
That's it right there. Superpower.
Who have, for example, Asperger's, high functioning autism, they can concentrate for long periods of time. They can, again, I'm making generalizations, but a lot of my clients have been like this. They can find patterns very easily. And I always say, okay, you know, so this is the positive. So first off, removing the stigma from other people is you removing the stigma from yourself, because you feel, well, I have this, so that means I'm this. Okay, it's going to be very hard for you to convince someone not to think that way of you when you think about yourself. So I always think, like, no, this is a superpower. Here's a kind of silly example, but I kind of went through it myself. I have an accent. I know I have an accent. And I always thought, well, if maybe I had less of an accent, I could be perceived better. Until I realized, like, no, my accent is a superpower. Why do I have an accent? Because I speak 2 languages. And so that's a superpower, knowing 2 languages instead of just 1, right? So then I was like, oh, no, I should embrace my accent. Should I try to sound more professional? Should I try to sound more eloquent, more clearly? Yes, that's the thing. But I don't need to get rid of my accent to be better or be normal. Like, I don't need that. Same thing with this. You know, if you remove the stigma from yourself, or whatever it is that you have, then it's easier to explain to someone else. It's not an issue anymore, right? And it's like, look, I can do the job. Maybe you had to explain to me in a certain way, or maybe you had to be in a quiet room. I don't know. Everyone's different. But I can get the job done. And I can get it done better than everyone else because of this. Here's my examples of the times I've done it.